Welcome back to our podcast with Nikki G and the boys. I'm here with my guest tonight, Sahar. Sahar, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Nick?
I'm doing just fine. You know, I was over at San Clemente Beach. They just opened it the other day. Have you been riding those waves?
Oh, yeah, I was driving by and it worries me because still we're in the time of quarantine and people, they don't stay at home and they
Right.
try
Yeah.
to go to the beaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The government's just trying to like keep us in our homes and they're trying to control our minds. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, personally, I listen to different news and I compare them to find the right one. So in general, we have to think about the uh, doctors and nurses that are in big danger. So it's better we stay home.
Yeah, yeah. Except like there's no virus in the water because like I think salt gets rid of it. If I'm no scientist, but I think like that's how it works. Or what are your thoughts on salinity and the virus?
Oh, it's not about going to the water. It's about when people go out, then they need to go and eat, and then they get connected, they talk to each other, and then maybe they're not realizing how close they get together. And so that's virus can be in the air too.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you gotten close with your family lately with all this going on?
No, unfortunately, my whole family are in Iran, so it's just me here.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's very fascinating. Um, Yeah, I call into C-SPAN every now and then and just tell them my thoughts on what's going on. And I'm just distraught by this whole thing. I think the Republicans and Democrats, they should just get along. You know what I mean?
That's the problem. They're just branding themselves. Like I am Democrat, I did that thing, and then they're Republicans. They just try to advertise themselves instead of working for the country and for the people. They just forget the people and think about themselves. That's
Wow.
my vision, at least.
Yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, I still support Jill Stein. You know, back in 2016, I was her. I donated about all my inheritance from my dead aunt. May she rest in peace. But I donated to her. I was her biggest campaign donator, and it was a horrible investment. But I still think Jill Stein can, transform this country in 2020. Uh, do you have any political any people you're supporting for the 2020 election?
Not at this moment, but I'm still studying the candidates to
Mm,
see which one is there more for people, more for American people, not for
gotcha,
their own for themselves.
gotcha. How do you feel Iran is handling this whole pandemic?
It's hard to say because you don't get the real numbers, and then so there is so many problems in there with sanction, with not telling the truth to the people and not taking care of them.
Right.
So
Yeah.
medically and financially, they're in trouble now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you guys have like a nice beach in Iran, like San Clemente, or
Oh,
like
abs,
Laguna?
yeah, absolutely. In north of Iran, we have Caspian Sea, which there is many beautiful cities around it. And then in the south, we have Persian Gulf and Oman Sea. So mostly people, it depends on the season they travel to different area because the Persian Gulf, it has always warm water. So even in the middle of
Yeah.
winter,
Yeah.
you can enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah. I hear winter's cold and summer's hot, so that might be why.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I was just moving on to my next topic.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard being at home. You get a little cabin fever every now and then. Do you get cabin fever?
Oh, absolutely. So that's why I'm going for a ride. And then nowadays, my grocery store is my going out per se
Yeah, yeah.
and seeing people
Everyone
in the
gets the feel
line.
from going to Smart and Final.
Oh, yeah, different stores. So, and then there is always a line. So you get the chance to talk to people.
Yeah.
and see the
Yeah.
others.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I started I got back on Tinder when COVID-19 started, and it was just super awkward, if you know what I mean, just super awkward. And because you don't know what to talk about. You can't meet up somewhere. And if you do, you just gotta wear this giant ball of plastic and just, hang out. And it's really hard to meet people.
Absolutely. In the normal day, it's hard to find and meet people. Now imagine people are even afraid to go out just even with distance. What
Yeah.
they can talk anyway? About what?
Yeah.
Just COVID-19?
I mean, what is there to talk about except, that it's just crazy out there.
Yeah. Because there
Yeah.
is no planning at this time. They
Yeah.
cannot plan, oh, I can see you like next week. There's no way.
Yeah. I've been doing this thing where I haven't been able to buy toilet paper for weeks now, even before all this. But like I've been, flipping toilet paper and selling it for profit after I use it, and it's been very lucrative. And I've lost a lot of money because of all this, but mainly because I had a lot in the stock market. So I'm getting it all back by flipping toilet paper. Thoughts?